Recently, I was challenged to build an app in 30 minutes, and I used Anthropic's new Opus 4.6 model to get that done. It was a great success, but I was curious, how would OpenAI's new GPT 5.3 Codex model handle the same task, so I put it to the test. First off, I spun up VS Code with the Codex extension. I gave it the same prompt I used with Opus 4.6, and away GPT 5.3 Codex went. The first thing it did was get familiar with the current folder I had opened for the project. Then it sat there for a good while with the thinking status. This was different from Claude Code with Opus 4.6, as it seemed to show me more of what was going on behind the scenes as things were being processed. Once GPT 5.3 Codex was done thinking, it started to build out the app, but it didn't go so smooth. It kept prompting me to approve every single change, even though I had said it didn't need to ask again for this session. It prompted me like this throughout the session dozens of times, which led to things taking a lot longer than I would have liked. These prompts came up so much, I considered changing the permission level for Codex from default to full access, but ultimately decided I didn't want to sacrifice safety or convenience here. From there, things unfortunately got worse. GPT 5.3 Codex would try to run multiple terminal commands in parallel, which would actually be great. But due to all these prompts for permissions needed to run those parallel commands, the chat would freeze up on me. Yes. I said yes. I wasn't able to get it to proceed no matter what I tried other than restarting VS Code. After going back and forth like this for a while, GPT 5.3 Codex eventually completed the task. But I would soon realize there was another issue. Like with Opus 4.6, GPT 5.3 Codex decided to use the better SQLite 3 package for database operations. But this doesn't work out of the box on Windows. Because of this, the app would not run. But I learned something new while letting GPT 5.3 Codex troubleshoot the issue. That package doesn't work on my Windows machine because I've disabled post-install scripts in my npm configuration. Now, if you don't know what that is or why you would want to disable that, go check out our video on the recent Shai Hulud npm attack. Link will be in the description below. In any case, I decided to take the same approach I did with Opus 4.6 and told GPT 5.3 Codex to use a different package. After switching to a new package and updating some code that utilized it, GPT 5.3 Codex finished building the app. I ran npm start to give things a try and see how well the app worked, but to my surprise, I couldn't even get into the app. I found out I need a username and password just to see things, but I never set up a user for the app, so I didn't know what to do. I quickly noticed there's an API endpoint that doesn't require login called /health, and that worked fine, but I needed to dig more into how to log in. With some fumbling around, trying different things, I finally came to the realization that a basic user auth is set up in the .env file. Oops. Using the credentials from there, I was able to access the app now. In testing things out, things went smooth. The UI looked okay, nothing special, but at least functional. And I was able to create new notes, edit them, and delete them. Next up was to check the security of the app, and for that, I used Snyk. This was the point where I was pleasantly surprised. The security for both the open source dependencies and the code came back clean with no issues. Meaning GPT 5.3 Codex chose good open source packages without any currently known security issues and wrote safe code in the app itself. So how does GPT 5.3 Codex compare to Opus 4.6? Well, I'd say the overall developer experience wasn't as good or as smooth. This is because Opus 4.6 and Claude Code felt like it went faster, especially without all the tedious permission prompts. Opus 4.6 also made me feel like I knew more of what was going on while it processed things, whereas GPT 5.3 Codex seemed to keep those details hidden. Regarding the end result apps they each built, I'd give this one to Opus 4.6 as well because it had a more robust register, login, and logout flow. However, I'd say it was a tie regarding the note-taking functionality between the two apps the models built. Lastly, when it came to security, GPT 5.3 Codex gets the win since it resulted in no security issues or warnings reported by Snyk. However, the ones reported for the Opus 4.6 app were minimal and not significant issues to be concerned with. So while it's a win for GPT 5.3 Codex, I'd say it's marginal. This was yet another fun experiment, and if you too want to feel confident in the security of the apps you're building with AI, be sure to sign up for a free account with Snyk. Head on over to snyk.io, link in the description below, to get started. On that note, that does it for this video. If you got value out of it, be sure to like it down below and share it with somebody who can put it to use. And if you made it this far, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on upcoming videos. Thanks for watching and happy, safe coding, everyone.